As a cautious wanderer of forgotten places and abandoned buildings, I've seen my fair share of eerie and unsettling sights. But nothing could have prepared me for the chilling discovery I made one fateful evening. It was a rainy autumn day, the kind that sends shivers down your spine even before you step outside. The sun had long dipped below the horizon, casting the world into a shadowy abyss. My curiosity got the better of me as I found myself standing in front of the dilapidated Thornwood Manor, a mansion that had been abandoned for decades. Its once grand architecture was now marred by time and neglect, its windows staring out like empty eye sockets. I couldn't resist the allure of its mysteries, so I mustered my courage and ventured inside. The creaking floorboards echoed with each step as I cautiously explored the ground floor, my flashlight cutting through the darkness like a fragile beacon. Old furniture was shrouded in dusty sheets, as if the manor itself had covered its eyes to avoid witnessing the passage of time. As I climbed a grand sweeping staircase, my flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. I reached a landing, and there, at the end of the corridor, was a door that stood slightly ajar. I felt an inexplicable pull toward it, as if some unseen force wanted me to uncover its secrets. Pushing the door open, I found myself in a room that seemed to defy the laws of time. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, and a pungent scent hung in the air, a mixture of dampness, decay, and something else I couldn't quite place. The room was devoid of furniture, save for a single ornate mirror that hung on the wall opposite me. The mirror was unlike anything I had ever seen. Its frame was intricately carved, depicting twisted vines, sinister creatures, and eerie faces. The glass itself had an otherworldly sheen, as if it held a portal to a realm beyond our own. I couldn't tear my eyes away from it, even though a growing sense of unease gnawed at my gut. With a trembling hand, I reached out and touched the surface of the mirror. My reflection stared back at me, but something was off. The room behind me seemed different, distorted somehow. As I continued to gaze into the mirror, the room behind me began to change. Shadows shifted and twisted, and a faint whispering filled the air, like distant voices carried on the wind. Suddenly, the mirror seemed to come alive. It rippled like water, and I found myself falling into its depths. My surroundings blurred and twisted, and I felt a sense of disorientation that made my stomach churn. When the swirling chaos finally subsided, I found myself in a room that mirrored the one I had just left. But everything was subtly wrong. The walls were adorned with macabre paintings that seemed to watch me with malevolent intent, and the air was so heavy that it was hard to breathe. Panic clawed at my chest as I realized I was trapped in this twisted reflection of reality. I rushed back to the mirror, hoping to escape, but it was like an impenetrable barrier, taunting me with its unfathomable power. The whispers grew louder, their words impossible to decipher, but filled with an undeniable sense of malevolence. Hours or perhaps days passed in that nightmarish place. I stumbled through room after room, each one more disturbing than the last. The walls seemed to close in on me, and the air grew colder with every step. The very fabric of reality felt frayed and fragile, as if I had stepped into a world where the laws of physics and sanity had no meaning. Just when I thought I couldn't bear it any longer, I found myself back in the room with the mirror. Desperation fueled my actions as I pounded on the glass, screaming for release. And then, as suddenly as it had started, the mirror's surface rippled once again, and I was thrust back into the real world, gasping for air as if I had just escaped drowning. I stumbled out of Thornwood Manor, my heart pounding and my mind reeling from the horrors I had witnessed. The rain had stopped, but the world seemed different somehow, as if a lingering darkness clung to every corner. I never spoke of what I had experienced to anyone, fearing they would dismiss it as a mere hallucination. To this day, I can't shake the feeling that the mirror had shown me a glimpse of a malevolent parallel dimension, a place where reality itself had been twisted and contorted into something nightmarish. The memory of that room, and the chilling knowledge that there are forces beyond our understanding still haunts my dreams, serving as a grim reminder that some doors are better left unopened.